Hey, welcome to Philly Close Up. When stars come to Philly, we get you close up. And today we are with the beautiful Tika Sumpter, and we're talking about her role as the First Lady, Michelle Obama, in Southside with you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I have to start by saying you did a fantastic job portraying our First Lady, which is not easy to do.
Not easy to do. He invited me to a community event.
So what's this boy's name?
Barack Obama.
Can you talk a little bit about how you even got involved with this amazing project?
Sure. I was given the synopsis and told that this director wanted me to play the First Lady. And I was like, huh? But they just became the first couple, you know? And then I read it and I was like, wow, I love this perspective. I love this love story. And I was like, I want to meet him right away. We met in LA, we talked, and he expressed his vision so clear. I was on board right away.
You're late.
I was hoping you wouldn't notice.
I expected it. You were late for your first day of work.
You noticed that too.
I'm your advisor. I'm supposed to notice.
Well, the interesting thing, one of the most interesting things I found about the film was that it all takes place in one day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to think about putting together the love story of our president and first lady and then having kind of the basis and foundation all happen in one day is not an easy feat by any means.
It's a walk and talk movie, and it's really about courtship and friendship and love and first dates and jitters and being vulnerable. I mean, it was so well written that it could be one day. You know, some people are like, I wish it was longer. How, like, what happened in that, you know? But that's what you want. You want people to want more, but you also don't want to do too much where you're like, okay, this is ridiculous, and you know what I mean? So I love the fact that it was so layered. And it all happened in a day. And these conversations that they had were amazing. And there were changes that happened within themselves that were amazing. And there were topics that were brought up that were, you know, touchy,
yes,
that were cool too. You know, it all worked. And so I have to say Richard Tanny really hit it out of the ballpark with the writing. And we were able to do a one-day
Absolutely.
movie.
Can you talk about your homework? Like, I'm always interested to find about the homework that was done, especially when it's a biopic or something that's based on a real person.
Yeah.
Especially when that person is still alive and kicking and we can kind of see the nuances of their personality in real life and then compare it to the person that's playing them on screen.
Yeah, well, Richard Tanny really helped me with a bunch of books right away. He's like, here are all the books you should read, and I was like, oh my God. But the one that's, I mean, like, you know, I read Invisible Man for the first time, and I read like stuff that they would probably have read or read in school or sometime in their lives. The one that really helped me was Craig Robinson, her brother, his book Game of Character. It really described his younger sister and who she was and who their family was and how they grew up and what it was like in their household. So it gave me a feeling. It was great. So I mostly did that. And then I also researched when she talked, the way she talked. And I mean, I had a great coach, but I also like saw when she was loose, you know, like a lot of times at graduations, you know, and she enunciates everything,
Yes,
you know. And
I did notice that.
Yeah,
Your phrasing.
Yeah, she means, I mean, the way her hand gestures, when she does this to her heart, it means something to her. So I wanted to incorporate that stuff, but I think our main goal was to embody the essence and not imitate. Oh man, Parker Sawyers.
Yes.
He is the perfect pick. You know, we saw him on tape. He sent his tape in, and you know, he lives in London, and we knew when I saw it, I said, that's Barack. And then when he walked in the room to rehearse, it was so easy.
Yeah.
And we're like, we bicker, we like, it felt like Michelle and Barack, like we're, you know, and I'm like, okay, you know, you know, but he's just like funny but he already has, it's weird how innate the mannerisms he has.
I was gonna say that. He really embodied like the tone of voice,
the tone, the
everything.
You know, we were at lunch and he was just talking and I was like, you're freaking me out because you remind me of Barack right now, you know, and you know, so he was the perfect fit. Perfect.
Did you have an opportunity to meet our president and first lady?
I haven't, and hopefully everybody. I
was hoping.
know.
Because I wanted to live vicariously.
Well,
regard.
hopefully you'll get to meet her one day too, and hopefully they like it enough where they're like, we want to meet you. You know, I hope they feel like, I hope they get a kick out of it. I hope they giggle. I hope they smile about, oh my God, I remember that moment, or, oh, okay, that's an interesting conversation that they wrote. You know what I mean? And so hopefully they'll like it.
Southside with You will be in theaters nationwide on August 26th. Yes, August 26th. Well, that's all the time we have on My New Philly, where something is always new.
And everything is always Philly.